Hollywood was shaken by the news of legendary actor Gene Hackman's passing at the age of 95, alongside his wife, Betsy Arakawa, 65, and their beloved dog. Authorities revealed that Hackman may have passed away more than a week before his body was discovered, adding a somber and mysterious layer to the loss of one of cinema's greatest icons. His passing not only left fans around the world in mourning, but also sent shockwaves through the film industry. Among those most deeply affected was Denzel Washington, now 70, who has seen and experienced much throughout his life. Yet nothing could have prepared him for the heartbreaking news of Gene Hackman's death. If you're a fan of Gene Hackman and love uncovering stories about cinematic legends, don't forget to hit like, drop a comment, and share your thoughts on this incredible journey. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next fascinating videos. Now, let's dive into the highs and lows of Hollywood legend Gene Hackman's remarkable life. Hackman's name is forever etched in cinematic history, a symbol of excellence that shaped the film industry for decades. As tributes pour in, one truth remains undeniable. Hollywood has lost a true legend, leaving behind a void that few could ever fill. Born Eugene Allen Hackman on January 30, 1930 in San Bernardino, California, he stood among Hollywood's greatest icons. With a career spanning over 6 decades, his unforgettable performances and commanding screen presence left an indelible mark on film history. Hackman's talent earned him 2 Academy Awards, 2 BAFTA Awards, 4 Golden Globes, a SAG Award, and a Silver Bear. His unforgettable performances in The French Connection and Unforgiven not only won him Oscars, but also cemented his legacy as one of the greatest actors of all time. He also received Oscar nominations for his powerful roles in Bonnie and Clyde, I Never Sang for My Father, and Mississippi Burning. Though his early years in Hollywood were filled with struggles and setbacks, his unwavering determination and relentless pursuit of excellence propelled him to legendary status in the film industry. Beyond acting, Hackman was a passionate animal lover, art enthusiast, and adventurer. He curated an impressive collection of paintings and sculptures, immersing himself in the world of creativity. A true explorer at heart, he traveled extensively to experience different cultures firsthand. He also found solace in the great outdoors, enjoying fishing as a favorite pastime, and remained a devoted fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Despite his immense fame, Hackman remained fiercely private about his personal life. He was married to Faye Maltz for over 3 decades, with whom he had 3 children, Christopher, Elizabeth, and Leslie. Following their divorce in 1986, he found love again and married Betsy Arakawa in December 1991. Of Dutch, English, and Scottish descent, his roots also traced back to Canada through his mother, Anita Elizabeth, who was born in Sarnia, Ontario. More than just a legendary actor, Gene Hackman was an inspiration to generations of artists. His remarkable contributions helped shape the film industry, leaving behind an irreplaceable legacy that continues to live on in the hearts of his fans. Gene Hackman wasn't just a cinematic icon. His remarkable success in Hollywood also afforded him a lavish lifestyle. His legendary roles not only cemented his fame, but also built him a prosperous career, both artistically and financially. In 1972, he starred in The Poseidon Adventure, and his portrayal of Lex Luthor in Superman, 1978, further solidified his status. That role alone earned him an impressive $2 million, a staggering sum for the time, further proving his undeniable star power. However, acting wasn't Hackman's only source of wealth. His deep, commanding voice made him a highly sought-after figure in the advertising industry, most notably in campaigns like Lowe's Home Center, which significantly boosted the company's brand presence. With an estimated net worth of $80 million, Hackman enjoyed the financial freedom to fully embrace his personal passions, further enriching his life beyond the silver screen. One of Hackman's most prized possessions was his stunning 12-acre estate in Santa Fe, New Mexico, a property he and his wife meticulously transformed into an architectural masterpiece. Blending New Mexico's Pueblo colonial style with Spanish influences, the home featured spacious, elegantly designed interiors. Towering tree trunk columns anchored the grand living room, complemented by plush sofas, a state-of-the-art sound system, and expansive windows that bathed the space in natural light, creating the ultimate retreat amid the breathtaking landscapes of New Mexico. Before making Santa Fe his home, Hackman owned several prestigious properties. In the 1980s, he resided on a sprawling 25-acre estate in Montecito, California, which he sold for $5 million in 1985, a fraction of its later resale value of $25 million. Another one of his prized homes, located in the exclusive Pebble Beach, California, was listed for an astonishing $79 million in 2012, further showcasing the impressive real estate portfolio he built throughout his career. Hackman's passions extended beyond real estate. He was also a devoted collector of vintage cars. His impressive lineup included a 1967 Shelby Mustang GT 500, a 1957 Chevrolet Corvette, a 1964 Aston Martin DB5, a rare Bristol 401, as well as a Ferrari, a Porsche 911, and a Rolls-Royce. In true Hollywood fashion, he also owned a yacht and a private jet, allowing him to travel the world in luxury and style, embodying the life of a true cinematic legend. Gene Hackman was born in Danville, Illinois, where his passion for acting ignited at just 10 years old. However, his journey to Hollywood was anything but easy. At 16, he dropped out of high school in Storm Lake, Iowa, and even falsified his age to enlist in the U.S. Marine Corps, where he served for 4 years as a combat radio operator. The discipline and resilience he developed during his service would later shape his distinctive, commanding presence on screen. After his discharge in 1951, Hackman moved to New York to study television production and journalism at the University of Illinois, but his heart remained set on acting. In 1956, he took a leap of faith and enrolled at the Pasadena Playhouse in Los Angeles to pursue his true passion. There, he formed a close friendship with Dustin Hoffman, and together, they navigated the struggles of breaking into the entertainment industry, determined to make their mark. In 1957, Hackman moved to New York, sharing an apartment with Dustin Hoffman while taking on small theater roles to hone his craft. His perseverance paid off in 1958 when he landed a part in the off-Broadway play Shara. By 1961, he made his big-screen debut in Mad Dog Cole and secured a role in the TV series Tallahassee 7000. However, his true breakthrough came in 1964 when director Robert Rossen cast him in Lilith, a pivotal role that brought him one step closer to Hollywood stardom. Hackman's career soared in the 1970s with a string of remarkable performances, most notably in I Never Sang for My Father and The French Connection, the latter earning him his first Academy Award. Throughout the decade and beyond, he continued to captivate audiences and critics alike with unforgettable roles in films such as Mississippi Burning, Hoosiers, and The Royal Tenenbaums. His portrayal of the cunning Lex Luthor in Superman, 1978, and its sequels remains one of the most iconic villain performances in film history, solidifying his legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest actors. Hackman showcased his incredible versatility by seamlessly navigating between action, drama, and comedy. His final film, Welcome to Mooseport, 2004, marked the conclusion of an extraordinary career that spanned over 4 decades. While fans longed for his return to the screen, Hackman chose to step away from Hollywood to embrace a new passion: writing. He authored several novels, including Payback at Morning Peak, 2011, and Pursuit, 2013, proving that his gift for storytelling extended far beyond film, leaving yet another lasting legacy. Though he stepped away from Hollywood, Hackman remained connected to his military roots by narrating 2 powerful documentaries about the Marine Corps, Raising the Flag on Iwo Jima and We Are the Marines. Through these projects, he not only honored his past, but also continued to inspire younger generations, showcasing his enduring respect for service and history. Gene Hackman's legacy isn't just measured by his iconic roles or prestigious awards. It's reflected in the lasting impact he left on generations of actors. He stands as a testament to perseverance, passion, and unwavering dedication to the craft. But beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, did Hackman ever regret walking away from the industry? Stay tuned as we uncover more fascinating stories about this cinematic legend in our upcoming videos. When Hackman set out to pursue acting, he couldn't have predicted the sacrifices that would come with it. Hollywood required not just talent and perseverance, but an unrelenting commitment to an endless cycle of challenges. In 1956, he was still an unknown, struggling to make ends meet, but he had something far more valuable than fame: Faye Maltz, a woman who believed in him even when the world doubted. Together, they built a humble life, raising 3 children: Christopher, Elizabeth, and Leslie, while Hackman worked tirelessly to turn his dreams into reality. But by 1967, everything changed. Hackman's breakthrough role in Bonnie and Clyde earned him an Oscar nomination and catapulted him into Hollywood stardom. Throughout the 1970s, he dominated the big screen with blockbusters like The French Connection and The Poseidon Adventure. Fame soared and wealth followed, but at a cost. His family slowly drifted into the background. Home became a rare destination, and the once cherished shared dinners gradually disappeared, replaced by the relentless demands of his career. Hollywood pulled him further from home, while Faye, his wife, waited patiently, hoping things would change. But they never did. After 30 years together, their marriage quietly came to an end in 1986. Years later, Hackman admitted, "I was gone too long," a reflection of the deep regret that lingered beyond his success. But his story doesn't end there. If you're intrigued and eager to uncover the next chapter, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. Now, let's dive back in. In 1962, Hackman suffered a devastating loss when his mother, Anna Elizabeth, died in a fire after falling asleep with a lit cigarette. She had always believed in him, but by the time he achieved success, she was no longer there to witness it. If there was one film he wished she could have seen, it was I Never Sang for My Father, 1970, a deeply personal work that resonated with him during that time. Then, in 1982, tragedy struck again when his best friend, Norman Gary, passed away unexpectedly. The loss left a profound void in his heart and fueled speculation about financial troubles. To cope with the grief, Hackman buried himself in work, delivering some of his most powerful performances in Under Fire, 1983, Hoosiers, 1986, and Mississippi Burning, 1988, further cementing his legacy in Hollywood. But amid the whirlwind of fame and the inevitable passage of time, he found solace in Betsy Arakawa, a classical pianist far removed from Hollywood's glitz and chaos. Their marriage in 1991 marked a turning point. This time, Hackman chose a different path, trading the bright lights of the industry for the tranquility of a private life. Though his departure meant leaving behind the silver screen, his cinematic legacy continues to captivate audiences. But what drove him to walk away at the peak of his career? And did he ever question that decision? Join us in the next videos as we uncover his story. In 2004, Gene Hackman sat down with Larry King and Ed L., reflecting on his relationship with fame. Warren Beatty is a star, Robert Redford is a star, Brad Pitt is a star, but I never saw myself that way. Though modest in his self-perception, Hackman's impact on cinema is undeniable. His performances left an indelible mark, shaping generations of actors who continue to revere his craft. Even today, his legacy endures, proving that true greatness isn't measured by self-image, but by the influence left behind. When news broke of Hackman's passing at 95, Hollywood paused in collective sorrow. Tributes poured in, not just from those who had shared the screen with him, but from generations of actors who drew inspiration from his work. Pedro Pascal, a lifelong admirer, called it a devastating loss for cinema. Viola Davis honored his unforgettable performances in The French Connection, Unforgiven, and The Poseidon Adventure, praising his rare ability to balance raw intensity with deep subtlety. A legend in every sense, Gene Hackman's legacy will live on. Rest in peace. Although Hackman stepped away from acting in 2004, his impact remains as strong as ever. In a 2008 interview, he addressed his retirement with characteristic honesty. "I never held a press conference to announce my retirement, but honestly, I won't act anymore. I don't want to do it anymore." In an industry where many pursue their craft until their final days, Hackman's choice was a rare one. While Christopher Plummer once declared, "I'd rather die on stage," Hackman walked away on his own terms, proving that knowing when to leave is just as powerful as staying. Those who had the privilege of working with Hackman spoke of him with deep admiration. Will Smith, his enemy of the state co-star, marveled, "He doesn't do much, but I couldn't take my eyes off him. His talent is so natural that everything he does feels effortless and real." Clint Eastwood, who directed him in Unforgiven, described Hackman as intense and instinctive, while Morgan Freeman, his co-star in both Unforgiven and Under Suspicion, praised him as a generous performer who lifted everyone around him. Kevin Costner, reflecting on their time together, recalled pulling Hackman aside on set and saying, Watching you fight for this role reminded me of the fire I had early in my career. While Hackman was celebrated for his intense dramatic performances, he also proved his comedic brilliance in The Birdcage and The Royal Tenenbaums. Nathan Lane described working with him as an absolute honor, while Gwyneth Paltrow, who portrayed his daughter on screen, paid a quiet yet poignant tribute by sharing a single broken heart emoji. Even in humor, Hackman brought the same depth and authenticity that defined his career, leaving behind performances that continue to resonate across generations. Even Prince William joined the tributes, calling Hackman a true cinematic genius, whose performances were powerful, authentic, and endlessly captivating. His final film, Welcome to Mooseport, 2004, was an unexpected swan song, not the grand farewell one might have imagined. When asked in a 2011 interview if he would ever return to acting, Hackman quipped, "Maybe if I could make a film at home without anyone bothering me." Though his time on screen ended years ago, his legacy remains untouchable, an icon whose presence in cinema can never be replaced. Josh Brolin once remarked that Hackman always followed his own path, never swayed by the industry's expectations. He poured his soul into cinema, and in the final decades of his life, he embraced the quiet solitude he had long earned. For a man who never saw himself as a star, the outpouring of gratitude from Hollywood speaks volumes about his enduring legacy. Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington, two titans of the screen, shared just one film, Crimson Tide, 1995. But their influence on the industry extends far beyond that single collaboration. One of the most surprising facts is that neither Hackman nor Washington has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a detail that continues to baffle many. Beyond their cinematic achievements, both share a profound passion for history. Hackman channeled this interest into his novel Escape from Andersonville, a gripping tale set during the U.S. Civil War, while Washington brought historical figures to life on screen, most notably in Glory, 1989, where his powerful performance earned him his first Academy Award. Both actors also left their mark on the Western genre. Hackman delivered a chilling performance as a ruthless sheriff in The Quick and the Dead, 1995, while Washington commanded the screen as the lead in The Magnificent Seven, 2016. Beyond their undeniable talent, what truly sets them apart is their ability to infuse every role with an unmistakable presence, turning their characters into enduring symbols of strength and authority. With 2 Academy Awards each, Hackman and Washington belong to a rare class of actors who have excelled in both heroic and villainous roles. Hackman earned his Oscars for The French Connection, 1971, and Unforgiven, 1992, while Washington delivered an unforgettable, Oscar-winning performance in Training Day, 2001. Their remarkable versatility and commanding presence have solidified them as 2 of the most revered and enduring figures in Hollywood history. When they shared the screen in Crimson Tide, Hackman and Washington delivered one of the most electrifying on-screen rivalries. Hackman embodied Captain Frank Ramsey, a hardened leader who commanded with unwavering authority, while Washington's Commander Hunter represented a new era of leadership, one that challenged blind obedience. This clash of ideologies not only fueled the film's tension, but also highlighted the extraordinary skill of both actors. Reflecting on the experience, Washington once called Crimson Tide one of the most unforgettable films of his career. Working with Gene was incredible, and the thrill of going head-to-head with him on screen was the best part of making the movie, he recalled. But Crimson Tide is more than just an action-packed thriller. It's a gripping exploration of moral dilemmas. Captain Ramsey and Commander Hunter embody two starkly different leadership philosophies. In Scene T, when their nuclear submarine receives an ambiguous attack order, Ramsey insists on immediate action, while Hunter demands caution and confirmation. Their intense standoff isn't just about authority. It's a high-stakes battle of intellect and ethics that forces the audience into a state of uncertainty. Who is right? Who is wrong? And what happens when the cost of a mistake is unthinkable? Hackman's portrayal of Ramsey was nothing short of riveting, commanding yet volatile, a leader whose impulsiveness made him both formidable and unpredictable. His presence kept the tension simmering, with the constant feeling that he could erupt at any moment. In contrast, Washington embodied a calm yet resolute commander, a man who placed logic above instinct, refusing to be swayed by emotion. This clash of personalities and philosophies fueled one of the most gripping cinematic showdowns, cementing Crimson Tide as a true classic. Despite receiving widespread acclaim from both audiences and critics, the U.S. Navy declined to support Crimson Tide, arguing that its portrayal of military leadership was inaccurate. However, this only fueled curiosity, drawing even more viewers to the film. Far from diminishing its impact, the controversy only added to its intrigue. Ultimately, Crimson Tide became one of the defining military thrillers of the 90s. Though Washington and Hackman shared the screen only once, their intense collaboration left an indelible mark, delivering a performance that fans still regard as one of the most unforgettable duels in cinematic history. Interestingly, despite both being Hollywood legends with illustrious careers, neither of them has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. However, their legacy in cinema will endure forever, far beyond superficial accolades. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. If you found this story interesting and inspiring, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any exciting videos. Leave your thoughts about Gene Hackman in the comments section. See you in the next videos.